morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is while you're watching this. And welcome to the 5,000 mile review of my HJC i91 helmet. Bought to replace my previous lid, also shown here, because it had got to 3 years old and had a lot of exposure to the sun. The HJC visor comes with a pin lock. I'm not totally convinced by these because the first helmet I had with a pin lock gave me double images of headlights when riding at night. But I'm going to leave this one in for now because it doesn't seem to as much. So I'll give it a proper nighttime look and see how we get on. Otherwise, it's back to good old Bob Heath anti-fog spray. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. It also does, of course, come with a dark visor for sunny days, and you can see me putting it in here again, as with the pin lock, using some tissue so I don't get my grubby fingerprints all over it. Installing the visors, also a doddle. You've got a little pull down catch, and you don't actually need to pull that down to reinstall the visor. Just get it into the uninstall position, give it a good push, and it'll click into place either side. The sun visor is operated by this nice little slide, and as you can see, it moves forward slightly on the fully down position. This is for people with larger noses. The little panel just above the slide is removable, and you can put a stop in one of 3 positions to adjust the height of the sun visor when it's fully down. If you're going to remove the sun visor, you need it in stage 1, the standard position. The chin strap is secured by a standard micro ratchet buckle, and it does have a fabric piece underneath it, but unlike the Schubert, it isn't velcroed, so you can't velcro it in place before closing the micro ratchet, but I've not had a problem with this. The chin bar is a doddle to operate, and although there isn't a mechanical lock like on the Schubert or on my MT Helmet Storm, it is homologated for use in the upright position, and it does take a bit of a pull to get it down from the fully raised position, but I wouldn't ride it in the raised position without a lock. On the crown there's a 3-position vent, open, half and closed. On the chin again another 3-position vent, open, half and closed. Unlike a lot of helmets, the breath mask, which it fits in front of your nose and mouth, doesn't clip in vertically. You can just about see here there's some slots, and what you have to do is put the breath mask in and slide it sideways to engage it into the locked position. It's good because you can't accidentally pull it out when you're carrying the helmet by the chin bar. You also get a velcro in chin skirt, I think they're called, and this too is easy enough to fit and detach. The visor doesn't come with a just cracked position, but it does come with a position 1, and it does lock there. The one thing is it does sit exactly over the clocks on my Himalayan and Tracer, and in the way of the mirrors on my Hornet and CB500. This is especially noticeable with the pin lock installed because you've got 2 layers at slightly different heights. Riding in nice weather, you can have the helmet clicked open in one of the 4 positions, although be aware that unless it's in fully raised, fully closed or the first position up, when you get to about 60 miles an hour on a bike with a small screen or 70 miles an hour on a naked, it will blow the visor down to the first position and may actually blow it shut. I find personally that I have to adjust the sun visor slightly to optimise the airflow to keep the old bonce a bit cool, and we did have some quite hot days in the UK. The top vent doesn't seem to do a lot in hot weather, but you certainly notice it's open when it gets to about 20 degrees C or less. The Hallelujah chorus at the start of the film isn't because I like riding in rain. I don't think many people do, apart from Brad Binder winning a MotoGP race on slicks when everybody else came in for wets. But I wanted to test the seal because every flip up I've had, apart from the first ever K-Berg in the early 2000s, has leaked between the visor and the seal. And indeed there is a little bit of a dribble in the top of the HJC, but it's not as bad as other helmets I've had. However, weirdly, in this first downpour, the sticker started to peel off. That looked a bit strange to me, so I contacted the place where I bought it from, popped it in, they had a look at it, took a couple more photos, and the suppliers did offer to fit another sticker on. It's only a sticker, I'm not that bothered, I can't see it when I'm riding, so I just left it and carried on. One other problem was that the stitching came away on the cheek pads where the chin strap goes. Now, in the instructions, it doesn't appear that these are removable. Popped it back up to where I bought it from, they sent it back to the suppliers, it came back repaired. So I think these must be removable, and maybe I turned over 2 pages in the manual when I was looking at how to get things like that out. For my head, which is a sort of an Arai Schubert shape, this helmet is a nice snug fit. The sticker for the weight is 1800 grams plus or minus 50, the actual weight is 1835 grams. When it comes to a noise rating on this, the C5 I checked and is 80.7 decibels, the i91 81.6 decibels, with the visor closed and all the vents open. With the visor on the first latch, the i91 is 82.3 decibels and fully open 81.7. This is probably because there's a bit less turbulent air whacking up to the microphone I placed by my left ear. Now the decibel reading for the C5 is 1.5 decibels lower than the comparison film I did when I compared it to the MT Helmet Storm. So again, this is qualitative, not quantitative. When riding, turning your head to either side doesn't give you any torque on your bonce with the chin bar down. Of course, with the chin bar up, there's more wind resistance and it will put a little bit of a pull on your neck due to that. The helmet meets the ECE 22.06 standards, as should everything you buy in a shop today. When it comes to forcing your wallet open, a solid colour will cost you 200 quid and a multi-coloured lid will set you back 230. Now when it comes to adding comms, which I don't use, you can get sets from HJC, but weirdly there's conflicting information about which ones will and won't fit the i91, and also if they're available with the mesh system, which I think uses mobile phones or something to keep in contact over longer distances. So you'll have to do the research on that yourself. I find the helmet comfortable and certainly good value when you're looking at Schuberths in the £500 plus range. The Schubert has got another little vent which pushes air up in the visor to keep it demisted, but I think the HJC is a perfectly good helmet and perfectly good value. It does seem to punch above its price, so if you're in the mood or need of a new lid, have a look at one of these. As long as it fits, you're probably going to be quite happy with it. But as with all helmets, make sure it fits, because some of the liners do give slightly different shapes for slightly different shaped heads. Anyway, that's enough from me for this review, so tatty bye for now.